terrible. I started off wanting to shoot this video, and I was excited, full of energy, especially with it, trying very hard, accomplishing your goals. A semi, somewhat motivational type of thing. And I overslept, and now I'm extremely drowsy. So we'll see how this goes. The discussion that I wanted to have with everyone was the idea or the concept of whether or not we're trying hard enough. And today, that's something that a lot of people focus on and say that, you're doing the best that you can. They try to be very easy on everyone. Rightfully so, because there's a type of hustle culture that you can get locked in, depending on what side of social media that you're on, of putting in 20 hours of work, only sleeping for 4 hours, putting in maximum effort at all times, dedicating yourself to whatever it is that you're doing, and pushing yourself, sacrificing, which is true. You do have to do all those things, but there is a certain line that you have to establish in your life and in your relationships that you're not willing to cross as far as sacrifices goes. But there's a lot of talk all the time of whether or not you're working hard enough, and keep working, keep grinding. So the thought that put in my mind, since I've been doing YouTube for a couple months now, you can go for majority of this year, maybe some late last year as far as planning goes and everything, of whether or not I'm trying very hard. And we gauge that level of effort through the results sometimes, whether or not it's through the amounts of views that we have per video, whether or not we're monetized, whether or not a lot of people are talking about us, recognizing us out and about in the street. That's definitely not what's happening to me. And we gauge ourselves in comparison to this person has been doing it for this long. This is how many videos or views that they have. What about me? Or this is how many followers that they have. What about me? Well, they tried this trend and I tried this trend. This is how it differed them. This is how it differed me. This is how I'm going to feel about myself. That's how we as people oftentimes, we evaluate our effort based on the results. And that's something I've been thinking about, because I know this, and this is not to brag by any means, because I'm far from the smartest. But thinking back to school, I was one of the somewhat academically gifted children. But there was many classes that I didn't do any homework in, not even a little bit. I might do them, might not, depending on what I'm doing that week. If I'm playing ball a lot, if I'm hanging out with friends a lot, depending on what's going on at home with my family, just stuff like that. Studying for tests and quizzes, not a chance. There wasn't been maybe a handful of projects I can remember really sitting down and studying on. We just never had to really sit down and apply ourselves to really, really study hard. Looking back on it, I can see that a lot of those different habits that I was establishing back then lead into now. Where sometimes when we are just gifted at certain things, when we are very gifted to the point that we can just try at it, we just pick it up with no problem, we think that that's how life is supposed to be. Or at times, I think that's how life is supposed to be, speaking for myself. That I just pick up on certain things very well, very quickly. And that's how it should be with everything that I try, or with many things. Now, there are a lot of things in life I have to try very hard at. Relationships, putting shelves together that my wife might buy me, I don't know. But going through life and having like the all A honor roll, A, B honor roll, the effort honor roll for like the people that got A, B's and C's, like you tried, so we're gonna give you a ribbon anyway. That kind of culture, like everybody will get something as long as you didn't fail. I think, in my personal opinion, and my thoughts, that doing things like that, or just the idea of not being hard on yourself and pushing yourself, lends the idea of being lazy, or at least lends itself to, over time, you don't realize that you're not giving the absolute best that you could be doing. So when it comes to, I'll take an example of someone that's doing YouTube, or someone that's trying to learn a new instrument maybe, and maybe that applies to more people, learning a new language, whatever. Sometimes we think that the effort we're putting in is the best that we have, or it's the most that we can really do. But In this video, in this discussion, I'm here to question, is that really the case? Are you really putting forth everything that you have? Am I putting forth everything that I have? Am I properly scheduling things? Am I getting organized by getting a planner or a notebook and writing my thoughts out rather than having them on my phone all the time? Am I talking to people and getting advice? Am I researching things? Do I have specific days planned out for me to do these things? When I come home from work, do I just focus on relaxing and playing 2K or watching TV, taking a nap? Or am I getting up, changing my clothes, and going to play ball to train? Or am I going to grab my phone and my laptop to edit some videos, look at some ideas on what I can schedule out, interviews and things of that nature to do? Sometimes we can get into the rut of not giving that much effort, but we still believe that we're going to get the same result that this person over here got, but we don't get to see the hundreds of hours of hard work and mistakes and all of the trials and tribulations that they went through to achieve what they have. We just think, well, I'm going to follow that same path that they did, and it's going to be easy for me. I'm going to do what they did, and I'm going to get that result. And that's not really how life works. And I'm starting to see that now. I've been trying to figure out, why haven't I had as much motivation to keep going and keep pushing with making videos? Why haven't I had as much motivation and the fire and the desire to go out and network and to find more interviewees, more topics, really getting serious about the podcasting with my friends for the sports insights discussions that we have? And I've noticed that probably is the case, that because of not getting the results that I was hoping for, it lessens some of your motivation, because now you're stuck comparing and thinking about, well, when am I going to get that? When am I going to get 1,000 subscribers? When am I going to get 1 million watch hours? When am I going to get monetized? When am I going to get, contacted by Skillshare to be one of its ambassadors and to get an affiliate link or something crazy? Thinking like that, but also not giving your maximum effort, by not putting your all out there, by practicing your instrument when you get home, speaking your new language every single day, and finding friends that speak that language, by not scheduling out the days that you're going to go work out and doing them regardless if you're tired from work or not, by not preparing your meals ahead of time so that you can lose your weight that you want to do, whatever it is that you're planning on doing, by not putting 100% max effort into that. All of those things can be very demotivating. And I could just see a younger version of myself I could be in class, not studying, not doing any homework, and walk into a C+ or walk into a B, especially in English class. Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, besides that and the fact that we use Cliff Notes and Spark Notes. So that was another reason why. But I don't look back on that as being a hindrance of any kind. If anything, I would definitely advise that if you're reading Lord of the Flies or Hamlet or something like that, just Spark Notes that joint or Cliff Notes that joint and just get out of the class. That's the biggest thing here that I've thought about, that I've been mulling over the past couple weeks and months of, you really have to sit down and assess in life, because that's the truth about life. It is very difficult. It's not supposed to be easy. You're supposed to have to push yourself, challenge yourself. And no matter what you do, if you want to be good at it or enjoy something about life, you're going to be uncomfortable at some point. You're going to push yourself. And there are going to be times when you're not going to be as successful as you want to be, or as much as you think you should be. But the point is to keep pushing, to keep trying. And in doing that, you'll see that you're capable of a lot more than you thought that you were to begin with. But you weren't trying hard enough. You weren't organized enough, scheduled enough. You weren't disciplined enough. You weren't thankful enough or grateful enough. You weren't praying enough. You weren't thinking hard enough, whatever it was. But sometimes we can fool ourselves to thinking that that's all that we have, when in all reality, it may stem from laziness, self-doubt, or 1,001 other things I'm not going to take my time to name in this short video. I've been trying to do better about organizing the videos here, having 2 playlists so far of sports insights and insight discussions. On insight discussions playlist, you'll see interviews, think pieces like this, and maybe some vlogs here and there. I'm not really sure how I feel about that. My life isn't that interesting, but we'll see. And the sports insights, that's where you'll see a lot of the debates and sports, dialogues, and just kind of like this sometimes, but sports centered or mostly debates. And also let me know in the comment section if you like content like this or if you like more of the sports content. Kind of help me to figure out what it is that I should be doing on here, what it is that people really are enjoying, and what I'm good at too. So let me know some things that you're trying your best to work hard on. Let me know some things that you want to improve on it, or if you can even relate to this, if you are one of those academically gifted or just gifted individuals in general at something, maybe it was music or sports, whatever, and you're seeing that life isn't like that. Life isn't about you being gifted. It's more about you working hard and pushing yourself. I guess that's the summary of this video. I appreciate you all checking things out. Thank you for stopping by. I'm Zaire Dennis, and I'll see you soon. Bye.